what up, it's Don.
Sammy Lee here.
Raina, say what up. We are the Soul Brothers and Gal. She's a big KD fan, so she just decided to step in for this video. But
Yes.
we're gonna go over the KD line.
Yes.
Sam's got a lot of KD, starting with the what?
4. I have all the KDs besides the 1 through 3, which I think are absolute garbage. So I don't really want to collect them. I mean, dude, they look pretty bad. So, but 4 through 11, I have all the elite models. I have all the elite models, but I don't have all the elite models here. I have some elite models in the back, in some boxes that are like all the way inside, and I don't want to take it out. Which are, I feel like the 9. Oh no, I don't have the 9 elites, but I have the 8 elites and the 7 elites, which are pretty bad. So, but I have, I think, every other elite. I think.
But you don't have the 9 elite duck boots.
No, that's the 8 elite.
Oh, the 8 elite.
Yeah,
duck
9 elite is the one with the weird spandex material. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Let's get it started right off with the KD4, which I think is my KD. Which I think is my favorite KD out of the entire line. This is the championship pack or whatever, and performance is amazing. Let's weigh all these actually. I want to see which one is the lightest. So the KD4 is 11.6 ounces. Pretty damn light.
Pretty light.
Use of synthetic materials and a little bit of mesh, which is pretty old school back in like 2000s, I guess. But yeah, I mean, of course they had zoom. Nike's been using zoom forever, you know. So there's that. There's a KD4. Moving on to the 5, I have both the regular 5 and the 5 elites, and the 5 elites are freaking amazing. These are one of the best performers. But it has like this crazy ass plastic cage right here, which is insane. And I accidentally hit one of my shin while I was like jumping off for a ball or something. I took off a chunk of skin and it freaking hurt. But yeah, this is crazy. But other than that, traction is amazing. Cushion is really responsive, and the synthetic materials, I'm not really mad at. It feels very minimal as well, very supportive too. So there's that, and also the 5 I really like as well. It has the same synthetic materials. The cushion is not as nice. I don't really like the Air Max as much, but traction is really good. And this is the only high in the KD line. Besides, I think the 3 was a high as well, but no one really cares about the 1 through 3. So yeah, this is the only high. Besides, I guess like the 8 elite, right?
Yeah.
So you know, there's that. Moving on to the 6. So I have the regular 6 right here, and then the 6 elite right here. Again, heavy use of synthetic materials, which is very supportive. And it's very soft and pliable as well once you break it in. At first it's a little stiff and it can have a little bit of pinching, which I experienced in the 6. But once you break it in, it's actually very, very nice. It's super thin and very supportive. So that's one thing I like about synthetic materials, or this kind.
Air Max for the cushion, huh?
Yeah, Air Max for the cushion, which is whatever. It's alright. You have a 4-foot zoom unit, which you can feel. It feels nice, and in this colorway, I really like the 3M that they put around the entire upper, which is I feel like it's super dope. It has a really weird tongue setup. It's like this.
Yeah, that's real weird.
Real weird. You would think I thought when I got there, I was gonna have a lot of containment issues. Like I didn't think my foot was gonna be held in, but it held in like really, really well. One of the best performers or better performing shoes in KD's line, the 6. The 6 Elite traction is insane in these. This folding zoom setup feels like the LeBron 10, but like a little bit more crazy. One thing that sucks about this setup is that you can't, like, oh shit, impossible. Did I just, no, but it's pretty hard to bend.
Yeah.
So it feels really stiff there, but it's super bouncy. And very, very bad stability wise. Like I felt a lot of this issue, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they changed it up in the materials. So this is when they started to use mesh a lot more, and it's basically like a foam back mesh. It's a neoprene type of material, and then you have fly wire and then mesh overlaying it. Not the best choices of materials for an elite, but so there's that. Moving on to the 7. which was an okay performer. I mean, it's a very nice performer, but like the cushion is super high up and not very stable here in the heel area. So I actually did roll my ankle twice in these. So lateral stability was not good for me. But the cushion is very nice. You have zoom in the heel, you have a little bit of Air Max right here in the zoom, and then you have a Phylon midsole with a 4-foot zoom unit, which feels super nice. Traction is very nice, and again, you have Nike's patented shit mesh on this, which I really don't like. And that was another issue, is that lateral stability was not good because it's a very soft mesh. My foot was stretching the material like crazy, and my foot was sliding out of the footbed as well. I also like the strap here, but you have this like crazy ass foam. What is this foam posit material?
Yeah, it's like a posit.
Yeah, it's like a posit, so I don't like it as much. But 7, it's okay. Moving on to the 8. It's not bad. It's not a bad performer. Not the best zoom setup, especially because it's segmented, and then you feel the only compression you feel is like right here on the ball of your foot, and you feel like digs in like this. So I didn't really like that feeling too much. Traction is pretty good. It's very, very bad on dust, but on a clean court it's really nice. And this is when they switched up the materials to a really, really nice fly weave material, which Nike changes up the names a lot, but you know, there's that. Very easy shoe to put on. It has a full tongue, and this was one of the tightest fitting KDs I've ever felt. So, but you know, I actually kind of like how it looks a little bit, but there's that. Moving on to the 9. Got the 9. Also,
Flyknit.
Yeah, you have a lot of Flyknit. You have a foam back mesh in the heel area, and then you have a full-length zoom setup, which was the craziest zoom setup when it came out. It took them 3 years to make it or whatever.
Yeah.
Not my favorite zoom setup or cushion setup for that matter, because it's not the most responsive. So there's that.
Yeah, also traction is not the best.
Yeah, I mean on the clean court it's good, but dust is very, very bad.
Yeah.
So there's that. You got of course, moving on to the 10, same exact thing. And also like the support in the materials was not good. You know, lateral stability was not good. Yeah, same thing with the 10. I don't really like the zoom setup as much, but of course I know a lot of people that like it, so whatever makes you happy, right? Tracking is a little bit better in the 10, I would say. Stopping power is a little bit better, but still a little bit bad on dust. Not the most durable. And materials are super nice. I love how it looks. It looks super dope, but performance-wise, for support and stuff like that, not very good. And of course, we have the newest KD, which is the 11. And it uses a blend of React and Zoom, and it uses Nike's best materials, of course. And like starting with like the 1, but I don't have the 1. But let's just start with the 4. It was a budget model. You know, when you're first starting with Nike and you have like, let's say like 4 signature shoes, they're gonna make your shoes more budgety. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the best materials and stuff like that. But KD's come a long way, and his shoe is basically a top tier model for Nike. And it's a little bit more expensive than it used to be, but $150 is still a really, really good price. The KD 8 was insane. I feel like it was like $180 or $190 when it came out. I was like, what the hell?
They started getting nuts with their prices around then.
Exactly. And then I feel like the 9, they toned it back down to $150. I feel like KD really wanted to keep his shoes as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
But of course, still, support is an issue. The older shoes, the 4, the 5, the 6, amazing support-wise. But then, starting off with the 7...
Yeah, they kind of started switching it.
Yeah, the 8...
now it's just...
The 8 actually isn't bad, support-wise. But then, the 7, 9, 10, 11 all have support issues in the materials.
Yeah, you know, he got older, and you know, he maybe just wants different things. You know, he's very, very interested in cushion.
Yeah.
So having some zoom, maybe he's not feeling like he's doing as many crosses as he used to, so he doesn't need as much lateral support.
I don't know, man, but
yeah,
I want to see more support in your shoes, KD. Please, I want more. Because I want to wear these. These are nice, but that's the only thing basically that's preventing me from, you know, wearing the shoe.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's nice to see. He kept it pretty cheap. Of course, it's a top tier model now. Uses Nike's best tech.
Yeah.
But anyways, the oldest KD shoe that I have to the newest. Lots of differences. Cool to see. I wonder who the designer was for all of them. Maybe Leo. I know Leo Chang started from the 8.
Right.
Maybe even the 7, but I don't know before that. But anyways, what's your favorite KD? My favorite KD is the 4. I love the 5 and the 6. 4 to 6 are my favorites. The recent years, I don't really like the recent years as much for performance, but I guess aesthetically and just casual use, I really like the 10s. But anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next one.
Later.